everyone. Well, for the last 5,000 years, Ayurvedic herbs have been used for cooking as well as for medicinal properties. This is our topic for today's educational session. I am Amita from Nourish Talk, a platform for natural and holistic therapies. Presenting this topic, we have Dr. Karuna Jaiswal live from Australia. She is an Ayurvedic doctor and a postgraduate in nutrition. Dr. Karuna has over 20 plus years of experience as a practitioner as well as a speaker at international conferences. In addition to her practice, she conducts Ayurvedic cooking classes in Australia. Welcome, Dr. Karuna.
Thanks, Amita, for inviting me all the way from your state. And I'm really excited to share my knowledge with our live Facebook people. And I welcome everyone to this session. And they can also ask questions in between, or they can post on a Facebook, and I will be happy to answer them. And I welcome them all again from all over the world. So I think it's a very great platform you have established, so which I am really happy. So let's welcome everyone.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, yeah, we are super excited to have you. So we will start with the Ayurvedic herbs that you would recommend for cooking.
Yeah, so before starting, I would like to say a little bit about why we use in Ayurveda, why we use so many spices and herbs. So the most important thing actually is that the Ayurveda classify all these properties of the spices and herbs on 3-4 types of aspects, which are the main aspects to enhance. Firstly is to enhance the flavor. Secondly is to increase the property of the food which we are eating. And thirdly, it also has got the virya or the energizing property in a way of a heating and a cold. And then it also talks about the post-digestive. So if you are eating something and you talk about like what will happen if I eat this thing, sometimes if you have a query, then probably we enhance and add these spices and herbs to make the flavors and taste and the potency of the food which we are eating, and then change the post-digestive thing. So it actually increases our metabolism and also enhance the digestion. So the first important herb which we are talking about, and in Ayurveda, in our kitchen remedies, we normally use around about 15 to 20 spices, and we make a garam masala or a curry powder, which you would have seen. So today we will be talking about the ajwain seeds, which is the first one, which we use as a part. We use the seeds, and the properties and the action is the rasa. Rasa means the taste is the spice. It's a little bit spicy. And the virya, which we talk about, the energy is either the heating or cooling. So the energy of this herb is actually heating. And vipaka means after post-digestion. So it becomes it's a pungent herb. And when we digest it, it still is pungent. The properties where we use and the uses it could be used as aphrodisiac. It's a strong germicide and antispasmodic. And it's also used in tooth powder. So if you want to make a tooth powder and if you have used any herbal toothpaste, then probably you can sometimes smell ajwain seed or the pungent flavor. It's very good for diarrhea and flatulence. So normally the most important thing is ajwain seeds has been used since centuries to get the flatulence, and especially we used when we are cooking any heavy beans or red beans or kidney beans, any type of beans. And if you're having just the viral diarrhea, so all the remedies which we'll be talking about is just a home remedy. So if you have got any other type of diarrheas or anything, you can consult your doctor or a GP or something. So these are just the home remedies, and they are not advised to be taken as on their clinical basis. It's also used in a household remedy for indigestion and colic pains. So we can make a cup of tea with ajwain seeds. So what the dosage of ajwain seeds is very small. It's basically a quarter or 10 seeds is more than enough to enhance the property of ajwain seeds, because the virya or the energy is heating, so it heats up. It can heat up our body. It's also used in poultices to relieve asthma and arthritis, and it also enhances sexual potency in the middle age. Next slide, please. And the other herb which we are talking about is the Astofida, which is a very important herb and which has been used because most people who can't use, which are like, we call it sattvic people, or people who can't eat onion and garlics, or who are fasting and they want to see the same result, the savoriness and the properties of onion and garlic, we use Astofida. Astofida is the gum of a long fennel, and the part used is basically we extract the gum, and it could be in a form of a dry powder, or it can be in a form of sometimes they mix in a rice starch or the wheaty thing. I think we are talking about Astofida only.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So the properties and the actions of Astofida are, they are pungent and bitter. And virya means it's a bit heating. Ushna means the heating. And the vipak is the pungent. It's a very light and oily penetrating herb. It gives a good taste and smell to all the dishes when we use in a small quantity. So for you using the Astofida, what you can do is you can just take a pinch of it and mix up in a glass of 10 mils or 5 mils of water and add to your cooking. So it's a very, it normally elevates the property, the post-digestive thing is it's pungent, and it normally breaks the beans, or because all the beans and the heavy lentils have got a post-digestive effect, which normally causes a lot of gases and flatulence. And I normally, when I'm consulting my patients, they say, oh, no, I can't eat chickpeas, or I can't eat beans and peas because they cause a lot of flatulence. So it's this, if you start using Astofida, then probably it will be an antidote for flatulence. It's also used in pickles and soups. It's we have got in Ayurveda, we have got a chun called the Hingwashtak chun, which we give to the patients who have got a lot of bloating, flatulence, to kill the vata or the air in the lower gut or in the colon region. It also cures the respiratory conditions like asthma. So we have a couple of preparation in Ayurveda, which we use the Astofida, and it's a very good as for killing the germs. So in everyday cooking, if you don't want to use onion and garlic, you can always use Astofida, but it should be of a good quality. Next slide, please.
Could you explain what Ushna is, Dr. Karuna? You mentioned
Ushna
about
is the heating.
Oh, I see. Okay.
It's a Sanskrit word for heating. So like I talked about the virya. The virya means the energy. So it's a Sanskrit word. So the virya or the energy of the spice could be either heating or cooling. So this herb is also Ushna or heating.
Okay, and then the vipaka you said is the after the digestion, once you eat something,
yes,
and
the post digestive. So suppose only in Ayurveda we describe a food, what happens to it after the post digestion. Suppose if I am eating potatoes or if I am eating celery, then in Ayurvedic medicine only we have classified the herbs or classified the foods into different categories. So that is the most important part of Ayurveda, which hasn't been talked in any other medicine, only in Ayurveda. So therefore we say that the content of the celery is cooling because it has got 90% water content. The potatoes are basically starch. So according to the starch, we say it has got the matter of earth. Earth is heavy. So we normally define, which we can talk in another lecture, which are the 6 tastes and how we define the taste, and according to the taste we can. So in short, I can tell you that if you're eating anything sweet, it has got a matter of earth and water. So which are all the sugar and starches. If you're eating any sour thing, then it has a combination of earth and fire, which are all your fermented things and all your sour fruits. And then if you're eating too much of salt, then basically it's a combination of water plus fire. So which are all your salty things, or you're like, so many people like so many savory things and they eat a lot of crackers. So they are basically enhancing more water and fire component in their body. And then we have the pungent. So the pungent is basically like bay leaves. Next slide, which is coming as bay leaves, it is pungent. So the pungent means that it has got a component of fire plus air. And it's basically all our spices and aromatic herbs mostly have got pungent content in there. And then we have the bitter. So the bitterness has got the ether plus the space plus the air content in that herb. And then is the astringent. So astringent means it has got a component of earth plus air. So which is basically all our tannins and constricting things. So now we can talk about the bay leaves. So the bay leaves, the part we use is the leaf, and the property and the actions are, it is sweet in taste. So the rasa means the taste, and this pungent and astringent. So now you know that we have got the 5 elements, and the different elements actually are divided into different parts. And then we define each herb according to their taste, according to their potency, according to their energy, and then we use in our cooking. So basically what we are using is, we are using that herb for 3 purposes. One is for the flavor, second we are using the oils, third we are making our food easy to digest. And this is a very important thing. And then we are taking that component of that herb in our body to balance our vata, pitta and kapha. So if the property of the herb is cooling, then probably for the pitta people, it will cool the body. If the potency of the herb is heating, it will heat up the body. So like we talked about the ajwain. So when you take the ajwain seeds, basically when we have got too much of cold, mucus, congestion, so it will break that congestion and it will warm the body. So therefore, when we use the bay leaves have got a very good action of astringent. So therefore, when we make our vegetable biryanis or different dishes with rice has got a matter of water and earth, which is very heavy to digest sometimes. I have got patients which sometimes would say that if I eat rice, I become very heavy. So then I tell them which spice to use. So bay leaf is a very good spice to use in your everyday cooking when you are making any rice dish or any heavy biryani or any using too much of oils, because it normally cuts the property of the starch and helps in digestion. Next slide, please. So now this is a very important herb which is used all over the world, which is the black pepper. So the black pepper is one of the important ingredient in our body, because the property of the black pepper is, firstly, it's improved the digestion and it cures 90% of our gastrointestinal disorders. You can take from nausea, and if you're having a problem with phlegm, so if you are having problem with a lot of your sometimes when you are taste buds, so the property in the black pepper part used is the seed, and the property and the action is the rasa, or the taste is the katu. The katu means it's bitter. So the virya is the ushna, heating. Vipaka means is madhur. So when it's post-digestive, the vipaka is the post-digestive, it becomes sweet. So it's a very good ingredient in food, adds aroma to the food, stimulates taste buds, and thus help in secretion from the glands. There's a recently research done in I think in Pennsylvania University. Then people who go for KFC or any of those fast foods or chips or anything, if they start adding a little bit of the cracked pepper on the top, they will 50% they will reduce the absorption of the trans fatty acids. And to enhance the property of the turmeric, black pepper has been used in every preparation. If we take a compound of a turmeric which has been extracted with 5% of curcumins, And if you want to absorb it, black pepper and ginger powder has been used to enhance the properties. So basically, black pepper also enhances the property of different herbs, and which helps in absorption of that compound too. So therefore, it's a very good digestive. So we normally take black pepper. I think everybody, even in the Western society, if they are not using any herb or spices, they're always putting black pepper, which is a very good thing. And then it cures all the GIT disorders, calms the nausea, raises the body temperature. Along with some herbs, it acts as an effective remedy for fever and chills. And then we have an amazing formula in Ayurveda, which is called the Trikatu. Trikatu means, which is the bitter herbs which we are using as the black pepper, the long pepper, and the ginger, which we give in all our asthmatic condition or people who have got congestion and people who have got low metabolism. So it helps in increasing the metabolism too. And the next slide, please. And now comes the mustard seeds. So the mustard seeds have been, I think everybody, I think mustard is a very common herb which has been used all over the world. So mustard seeds are different type of mustard seeds are there. Some are the red, and there some people use the black. So the mustard seeds are, the properties are pungent and bitter, and it's a heating. And the post-digestive, it becomes pungent. It balances the kapha in the body and thus reduces body fat. Mustard oil helps in controlling the blood sugar levels in the blood. It prevents against the cardiovascular diseases, being rich in omega-3. It is a stimulant, irritant, diuretic, emetic, pungent, laxative, and digestive. Mustard oil is also used for massage in Ayurveda. So normally we use for kapha people who have got too much of heaviness, or their lymphatic system is not too good. So normally when we use the mustard seeds, we are creating a friction and increasing their circulation to draw the water out of it, and it produces the heating effect, which normally helps in breaking the fat cells of the body. Therefore, people who have got more bronchial problem and more of upper respiratory tract infections, or they are prone to kapha or phlegm or mucus, we normally tell them to cook their food in mustard oil, or to use the mustard seeds while cooking. So what you can do is, when you are cooking a food, especially the starch or the sugary food, which are normally causes, because starch is heavy, sweet. So what we say is, we use, you can use coconut oil, you can use ghee. So 1 teaspoon of ghee, 1 teaspoon of mustard seeds in there. And then you can just put some curry leaves and put your curry powder in there and cook with it. And this will start crackling. But if you're using the mustard oil, just 1 tablespoon of oil with the cooking of all your green vegetables. So in our Indian cooking, we normally cook so many things with mustard oil. So and it's easily available in the market. So mustard oil is very good for massaging the kapha patients. It improves the blood circulation, muscular development, and skin texture. And the oil has got antibacterial properties. Next slide, please. Fenugreek. It's a very nice herb, fenugreek, and here we are talking about the seeds, but we can also use the fresh fenugreek leaves, which are easily available during the winter season. And fenugreek, the properties and action are the rasa, or the taste, is sweet, pungent, and bitter. Virya means its potency is heating, and post-digestive, it becomes bitter. So fenugreek leaves are widely used in our Indian cooking and used in many savories. It balances the vata and kapha, and it also relieves the pain in the body. Helps in process of digestion, and it eases the stomach problem. It's a very good remedy for diabetes, and it balances the insulin level. So there are so many researches done on fenugreek seeds that we soak the seeds overnight and we drink the fenugreek seed water. And then we can use, or either we can sprout the fenugreek seeds and take it as a sprouted beans to balance our cholesterol and to balance our diabetes. So basically it helps in absorption of the insulin from the body. It lowers the blood pressure because it works as anti-atherosclerosis. So basically, it prevents the absorption of the fat through the arteries and the veins, and it's aphrodisiac in nature. There are so many preparations of fenugreek capsules which are easily available in the market, or you can just use in everyday cooking. Soak some fenugreek seeds and put it in your lentils or pulses or in your soups. And if you are pregnant, it says avoid if you are pregnant, because it does have a laxative action. So therefore we prevent in the pregnant ladies. Amita, next slide. Yeah.
Yes.
So sesame seeds. Sesame seeds are of different types. So it could be white, it could be black, but in Ayurveda and Ayurvedic cooking, sometimes we can use the white and sometimes we can use the black. The black sesame oils have got more potency and they are very rich in calcium, and they are very good for getting the vata out. So sesame seeds we can use during the cooking also. The properties and the actions are, it's sweet and astringent, it's virya, its potency is heating, and post-digestive it becomes sweet. It is used to warm the body, and it can be used during, you can spray on the bread. It balances the vata in the body. It helps in relieving cramps and pain during periods. So we normally give, we soak the sesame seeds and we make a drink out of it, which we can use to drink in the morning to relieve our cramps and pain. Sesame seeds are aphrodisiac and galactogenic. Galactogenic means it enhances the production of the breast milk. It's mild laxative and rejuvenative. Externally in Ayurvedic medicine, we use sesame oil, which is a base oil for many herbal oils preparation to treat many diseases. And there is a research done on sesame oil that if you every day massage your body with sesame oil, it normally pacifies the vata and it can enhance your body's muscles, ligament. It can give energy to it.
So I was just going to add that is sesame oil is the one that's used for abhyangam, one of the
yes.
massages of Ayurveda?
Yes. And that's a black sesame oil. It's a very much different from the gingerly oil, which we get in the supermarkets. So it is, the gingerly oil is not that much potent like the black sesame oil, which we use in our Ayurvedic massages. So one of the very important herb which I really like when I'm preparing all our sweet dishes or basically offerings to the Lord, we normally use saffron. Saffron is called as the gold. It's very expensive herb because it's found in the hilly mountain areas of Kashmir, Iran, and that type of site. And it's also grown in Europe, but the best variety of the saffron is produced in India, in Kashmir. The part used is basically the seeds, or we call the strings, the saffron, the stigma of the saffron is used, and its rasa is sweet and astringent, and virya is heating, and vipaka is astringent and pungent. So it's heating, it has got the heating property, and we normally while cooking we use only 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 strands, not more than that, because it's very heating. And then saffron, because of its color, actually it has got a high lycopene content. It has got a lot of carotenoids in it, and it's very good for the red color is very good for our blood and circulation, and very good for our eyes too. So, and it's very good for the liver health. But recently the research done on saffron is that it's acting as an antidepressant. The saffronel is the compound which they are using and extracting. So basically now we know that saffron is very good, and saffron has been used in our Asian cooking or our Indian or the East Indian cooking for ages. When we are making anything sweet, like we are using or making a rice pudding or a halwa or any of those things, we add few strands of that one, that it also calms the mind. So it's used to treat cough. So we have got so many preparation in our Ayurvedic medicine, where we use the kesar, which is called, we call the kesar. or the saffron. In Hindi we call as kesar. So we say kesar adi vati, and there are so many other preparations of chamanprash with the kesar, and it reduces the mucus production. So you can dissolve few stigma or the strands of saffron in water, and then you can even take tea. Some in Kashmir basically they make the kawa or the saffron drink to heat up the body in winters, because it's really chilling cold minus temperatures where they use saffron, which is easily available.
Yeah, now I was going to add, Dr. Karuna, was that I've seen saffron being used for facial oils in today's day and age.
Yeah, because kesar adi oil, because it brightens up your skin, because the compound there, it also, even I am using one of the kumkum adi telam. The compound, the telam is called the kumkum adi telam, and it's very good for the skin, and it normally it's also used as anti-aging and to increase the collagen on your muscles, so it prevents the fine lines, and as as a color enhancing, so it also enhances your complexion.
Oh, that's excellent.
It's a very good anti-spasmodic. Yeah. So now we'll talk about the nutmeg. The nutmeg is the part used is the fruit. The properties and the actions are rus, or the taste is bitter and pungent. The virya or the potency of the herb is heating. It heats up the body, and vipaka is pungent. Nutmeg has been used in relieving the vata and different disorders, and it cures the headaches. It's stomach stimulant, calmative, aromatic in nature, useful in insomnia. So to get away with the insomnia, because it's a heating property, so we use nutmeg powder only quarter of a teaspoon on a daily basis at night. So if you drink milk, you can boil the milk and add quarter of a teaspoon or just 2 pinches of nutmeg powder, or you can make some people use nutmeg powder while baking their cakes and different things, you know, digestive, and it's very good for insomnia. So, but if you have got a long insomnia or for any other cause, probably it's best to get diagnosed. It's very good for the digestive orders, for depression and common cold. This is one of the best thing I think which the world has got, which is called the turmeric, and I think there is no one in the world who doesn't know about turmeric. So it's one of the best Ayurvedic spice which has been researched. There are round about more than 10,000 research about the turmeric, the curcumin, the compound which is present in turmeric, and the properties and how it enhances and increases our body's inflammation and increases our immunity. And it is now been said that it's very good as an antiviral. There are so many now creams in Ayurveda we use in turmeric. The drinks, you can have a turmeric latte. You can cook with turmeric. You can apply on your skin, because also it enhances the complexion. When you have got burns and scars, it normally we use turmeric is the first remedy. And in Ayurvedic cooking, there's no dish without turmeric. So, and it is one of the best household things. So turmeric is very powerful anti-inflammatory. It boosts the body's immunity and helps regulate the digestive system. It promotes the flexibility and mobility of the joints. So there are so many joint formulas now being made by the big pharmaceutical companies, the herbal, in the complementary medicine, that they are using turmeric as the main compound for any type of joint pain. Either could be a knee pain or osteoarthritis or a degenerative pain. So, and it leads to various improvements that lower the risk of the heart diseases, because now it's because the property of turmeric is so good that now it has been researched in some of the anti-inflammatory properties of the heart disease too. And then it manages and lowers the formation of the plaque in the vessels. So it's also used in different remedies, as you can every day you can drink turmeric, quarter of a teaspoon, morning and evening in your almond milk or a normal milk, if you don't want to cook with it. But you have to be careful how much you are using. Some patients normally, or some people normally say that, oh, I can consume as much as like. But turmeric has got, you have to be very cautious because it increases the platelet count. So therefore you have to be wary of how much you are taking. So the part used is the root. The properties and the actions are, its taste is bitter and pungent, and it's a heating herb. It's not a cooling herb. So therefore you have to be keep in mind that it's a heating, the properties are heating, and the post-digestive is it's pungent. So it's used in dishes to give aroma and flavor to the food. It's used in curries and curry powders. Turmeric is a digestive, stimulant, and calmative too. Turmeric has anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, and antifungal properties. It purifies the blood, and research shows that it helps in Alzheimer's. So they are given in the first stage of dementias. They're also using with coconut oil and giving the turmeric root or the powder of the turmeric root. Turmeric uses in face packs is also gives a golden glow to the complexion. It also controls the allergies. So we have got in Ayurveda Haridra Khand, which is basically prepared with our turmeric to prevent the allergies in the body. So this is a very good preparation in Ayurveda, and it's used for hay fevers, cold, and cough. And avoid the heavy dosages. And the main compound of turmeric is the best turmeric is the turmeric which is grown in the in India. So basically, if you are buying the root anywhere in the world, it does takes the potency of the soil where it's growing. So which is a very important thing to take in mind when you are buying any herb. And now we have extracted so many compounds, which is the curcumin compound, which, so if you're taking any anti-inflammatory formula, it should be at least 5%. And like I said earlier, that we normally add black pepper and ginger powder to enhance the property of the turmeric. So because it's a fat soluble herb, it's not a water soluble spice. So if you want a better absorption of turmeric, you should take it with a fat. A fat means a oil or a ghee. So normally when we are cooking, first we put a little bit, 1 teaspoon of ghee or oil in the pan, and then we add turmeric, black pepper, ginger powder, and curry powder. And that's the way we cook with turmeric.
So there's a lot of cafes now, they have lattes, right?
Yeah.
So while
so
switching,
it's good that, yeah, they're using at least 1 portion of any almond milk or soya milk, which helps in the better absorption of the turmeric, and which is very good as an immunity and preventing the colds and cough, and and as an antiviral. Now it's been used there, so which is a good thing. So now we are talking about a little bit about the remedies. So first we are going to talk about the cold and flu. So we know what is going around the globe. So, but this is just a home remedy. If you have just got a cold or a little bit of the symptoms of the flu, then what you can do is 1 to 2 grams of equal parts of black pepper, long pepper, and dry ginger powder with honey 2 to 3 times a day. And the most important with cold and flu things is, because it's a kapha disorder, so you must drink hot drink with it. So either you can drink hot water throughout the day. So in case of a sore throat, you can have a clove. So clove is a very good herb, which we can talk about next time, which is now considered that 1 clove is the property of the antioxidant property of clove is equal to 1 clove is equal to 100 blueberries. So it's a very powerful Ayurvedic herb, which is used in our day-to-day life to prevent the sore throat, because it kills the bugs which are present in our throat. So in case of a sore throat, a clove, a cinnamon, a fresh ginger, or a few peppercorns can be grinded and taken as tea. That too, if you take at least 2 to 3 times a day, then it will be really good. You can gargle with the salty water. And to increase the body's immunity, warm spices should be used regularly. Warm spices are all the herbs which normally are the heating spices. Holy basil is highly beneficial in fighting against the viral infection and fever. And holy basil is very good if it's either in a dry form or fresh. If it's growing in the garden, you can use 4 to 5 leaves and just make a cup of tea and drink it. If due to allergy, then 1 to 2 grams powder of first fried turmeric ghee with honey thrice a day. Like we talked about the preparation of our turmeric, which is called the Haridra Khan, so which is very good for the allergy. So for the allergy, it will be a different kind of treatment. Constipation. There are many reasons for constipation, but here we are just doing a home remedy for people who just have simple constipation, or just because of not eating a lot of fiber, they have just been constipated. This remedy is not for the people who have been constipated for years or who have got chronic constipation. So there are many reasons for constipation. Here we are just talking about a diet related or due to less fiber. Triphala is an Ayurvedic herb for constipation, which you can either buy if you're in Adelaide from me, which has got triphala, means which has got the 3 components of fruit. They're the 3 berries in Ayurveda. Then you can take 5 to 10 grams of psyllium husk, which is a very insoluble fiber, which normally adds the bulk of your bowels. So psyllium husk in warm milk at bedtime and boil the milk with cardamom before adding the husk. Eat lots of fibers, 5 serves of vegetables and 3 serves of fruit. If digestion is weak, then cooked. Add whole grains and pulses to your diet. So normally when we talk about the whole grains and pulses, we talk about the whole because the fiber, which is the coating of the seed, is very important to increase the bulk. Chronic constipation should be treated under the supervision with the physician. So probably for the chronic constipation, you must see your physician. So in general, the constipation is because of, there are so many reasons. It could be just your bowel health, which has not been, or you're not exercising, or you're not drinking enough water. And or there could be so many reasons for vata problems. So probably for that type of thing, probably consult your physician for that.
I was just going to add, Dr. Karuna, if you could talk about Triphala. You said 3 berries. Which are the 3 berries in Triphala?
So we say they are Philanthus umbilica, so they are amla, and then they are bahera, and then they are, that is the terminalis tubula and terminalis valerica. So these 3 are the ones which normally are available. Either you can take in a dried form, or you can have in a capsule form. So if you are taking in a dried form, you have to make at least half a teaspoon in warm water and let it sit for 5 minutes and then drink it. And if you're taking the capsules, you can take 2 capsules, which is 500 milligrams. So the minimum dose is 1 to 2 grams or 2 to 3 grams. And then you can drink with the lukewarm water. And sometimes if your metabolism is really weak, then you can even have the Triphala tea after your half an hour of your meals, so which will enhance your metabolism and increase the motility of the gut to help you digest the food.
Okay, great. All right.
And then when we go out, sometimes we do have feeling, sometimes we overeat the things and we get indigestion with some type of abdominal pain. So indigestion means acid reflux or heaviness in the abdomen due to the gas formation or constipation or diarrhea or colic. So fennel is a very beautiful herb which balances all the 3 doshas, vata, pitta and kapha. So we normally make a drink to help in digestion of that type of thing. So we drink fennel, ginger and cardamom. And cardamom is also very good for the acid reflux. So we have got different preparations with cardamom, which all helps in the indigestion or the reflux. Stop drinking cold drinks or caffeine with food. So most of the people, what they do is when they are eating any food, they normally try to consume cold drinks or caffeine or different type of things just to add, just because of the habit, or just in a, just to enhance the flavor of the food, which doesn't have sometimes taste or something. So when you are eating or drinking cold drinks or caffeine with the food, it reduces the amount of digestive enzyme and it doesn't digest the food properly. So you have to take in mind that if you are eating any food or anything, then probably drink the water either 45 minutes after the food, or if you want to drink any type of drink, drink at least warm drink, because warm drink enhances the fire or the digestive fire. So because our body is made up of chemical reactions and chemical chain, and when we are eating a food, we are eating according to not our taste, sometimes according to the flavors. So sometimes when we eat cold food, the body actually, the fire, it extinguishes the fire of the digestive fire, or what we call as the agni, which is present in the stomach. And in the modern times, we can say as the hydrochloric acid or the enzyme secreted by our body, which normally digest our carbohydrates, fats, and different thing, and helps in absorption. So therefore, you have to keep in mind when you are drinking or when you are eating anything, you have to take something with a normal temperature, not too much of cold, and according to the season. So choose some roasted cumin and fennel seeds. Choose some ginger, a pinch of rock salt before eating food if feeling nauseated. It will enhance the taste bud. So salt is a very good enhancer. Rock salt especially, where the pH of the salt is alkaline. To relieve the colic, powder of ajwain seeds, 1 gram with lukewarm water 2 to 3 times, or you can make a drink of ajwain seed to enhance the abdominal or the colic pain. Diarrhea. So here we are just talking about the viral diarrhea. We are not talking about anything related with any disease like typhoid or different other things. There are many reasons for diarrhea. There could be psychological diarrhea. Some people get psychological diarrhea or anxiety type of diarrhea, because now the research says that our brain and our gut are related. So if you are excited or depressed or you're not feeling good, then some people normally can get diarrheas. Or if you have got some type of psychological anxiety, then if you're traveling, then some people normally get diarrheas. Or if you have eaten something wrong, then you can have diarrhea, or just in the change of season, or if you're traveling, then normally your gut is not accommodating according to that environment. So these are, or the season change, sometimes people get, because of the really too much of cold, they get diarrhea. So this, we are just talking about the general diarrhea, that you haven't eaten anything from outside and you are just doing whatever the normal things and you have got the diarrhea. So the most common cause is due to the viral. The stools can be mucus, blood or fat, which is, we are not classifying in that. The frequent could be 3 to 5 times a day. Rest and drink lots of fluid with pinch of salt, 1 teaspoon of sugar and few drops of lemon. Or you can make, this is your own hydrolate, which we get in the market. Powder of a nutmeg, 125 milligrams to 250 milligrams with lukewarm water 2 to 3 times a day. Pomegranate is a very effective remedy for all type of viral diarrheas. So pomegranate powder or pomegranate juice, if it's, the juice should not have any sugar in it, because otherwise it will cause more diarrhea. Otherwise, you can just have the rind of the pomegranate and boil it in water and drink at least 2 to 4 or every 2 hourly or every 3 hourly. 5 grams of natural psyllium husk with yogurt, because yogurt has got all the probiotics, the lactobacillus, which is very important for maintaining your gut flora, 2 to 3 times a day. These are some general remedies for diarrhea. Bad breath. Bad breath is a sign of poor digestion. According to Ayurveda, it could be due to the buildup of ama or the toxins in the gut. So if we talk about the bad breath, we always talk about whether that the food sitting in your gut has been digested or not. So therefore, we have to talk about how to pacify the ama or the toxins in the gut. So for that one, we have to avoid all the heavy foods that are hard to digest and increase our digestive metabolism with the spices like ginger, black pepper, cumin, coriander, and Astofida. After each meal, drink teas like fennel or ginger. Make a habit of chewing roasted fennel and cumin seeds after a heavy meal, as it will help in digestion. And probably you can use different herbal toothpaste. You can even parsley is very good to nullify the taste or the bad breath. And if you think that there are some type of dental caries or anything, then probably you should consult your dentist and get them checked. Otherwise, these are the simple remedies which we have talked about. And I hope if you have any more questions, you can always email me. I can give you my email address later on. So I think
Just
we have
wrap up with precautions and directions overall.
Yeah. So the precautions and direction is the food should be very easily digestible. It should be simple and light food, should be taken during any type of ailments. If you are suffering from any disease, then probably Ayurveda recommends to use very easily digestible food. Like if we talk about in the lentils and pulses, the mung dal is very easily digestible dal. And then you can just boil the rice, add few spices to it. If you like Astofida, you can use, and then turmeric, and make your own curry powder. And avoid fried spices, roasted or grilled food. If ever you are thinking of eating fried spices, roasted and grilled food, it puts a lot of pressure in your digestive system. Therefore, you're not able to digest sometimes. And I have seen people who have a tendency to go out every other or especially on weekends, and they are just eating. So probably you have to be aware where you're going and what you're eating. And if your digestive fire is not good, probably it's best to consult your Ayurvedic physician or Ayurvedic consultant and talk about your digestion, because most of the people think that they are eating good diet. But the most important thing is, either if you're eating a good diet, how much you are absorbing, what is the nutrition content of the food. So therefore, avoid the spicy, roasted, grilled food in case of if you are having vomiting, nausea, diarrhea, acidity, flatulence. I do see patients on a regular basis with, especially with chronic constipation. So, which is a very important thing to be taken care of. So if you have any type of digestive issues, probably I would say that it's better to take care of that type of issues before starting any spice or anything. Because if you have got a dampness in the body or cold and you're eating too much of heating, if you have got too much heat or pitta imbalance, then probably if you're eating the wrong herbs or the spices. In case of patient who does not relieve within 2 to 3 days with the simple home remedies, then he should consult their nearest available physician. These home remedies are not meant to treat any serious condition for a person of any age or gender. These are just the simple remedies which we have advised. So, and regarding the use of herbs and spices, it's very simple, and maybe we can do a demo with how to use them next time with Amita so that you know more about them.
Yes, absolutely. And please, we are open for questions and answers. As we said earlier, Dr. Karuna teaches Ayurvedic cooking in Australia, and we are going to, she's going to offer her cooking classes here for US clientele as well. Please, we are open for questions. Anyone who has any questions, I have written our email here, care@nourishtalk.com. Give us the feedback. And I'm going to take a moment and wait for the questions if someone has any questions before we wrap up. I guess all of us know all our herbs. All right. I think I don't see any questions. So please give us the feedback. Like I said, let us know how we did in our educational sessions. Like us on Facebook. Tell us how Dr. Karuna, she will be back for Ayurvedic cooking classes. Let us know if you are interested. We will let you know all the details. Before I wrap up, Dr. Karuna, do you want to say the final words before I wrap up?
I can only say that Ayurveda is the most holistic science in the world, which normally talks about how to heal the body on all the aspects of physical, emotional, spiritual, and mental health, because it talks about the spices and the herbs and the meditation and pranayam and yogic exercises. So if you are feeling overwhelmed with any type of condition, then probably it's best to see an Ayurvedic practitioner. And normally, especially when we are educated in India, we have got that type of intellect or that type of knowledge. So, but if you have seen any consultant, then also it's good. But if you're having any type of problem, it's best to see your physician or your consultant and talk about it, rather than taking and using the herbs or the spices, just buying online and trying them out and not relieving your symptoms. Because though Ayurveda has got so many books and everything has been like written in so many types of with so many physicians, but still it's a type of a holistic medicine. And I have studied 5.5 years, then I did my internship and house job, and since then I haven't stopped studying. So therefore it's a very intense study. So I would like to recommend to everyone who is listening to it, please don't treat yourself. Probably see your physician or consultant and talk about your health rather than self-treating. Ayurveda education is available in books and online and everywhere, but still, not just doing your vata pitta and your dietary thing, your body type. It's best to consult your problem. Maybe like yesterday only I got a new patient, and he has read so many books about it, and he actually came along with his wife because they both are suffering from so many other things. So they were taking the wrong herbs. Instead of heating, they were taking cooling, and they were imbalancing their vata, and they were imbalancing their pitta, just thinking that they are kapha dominant. So probably I would recommend like you do your body constitution test online and then start treating yourself. So it's better to have the whole knowledge from Ayurvedic doctor or Ayurvedic consultant, and then be free from your problems.
Great. Thank you. And Ayurveda is natural therapy, and it has been being used for 5,000 years. So with that, I want to wrap up. Thank you so much.